Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Gemini for the month of October. I have already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you, Gemini. Please remember that this is a general reading. There may be some parts that don't resonate. Please take the parts that do and leave the rest. In the past position, we have the Knight of Swords, clarified by the Six of Cups. In the obstacle position, we have the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the King of Wands. In the present position, we have the King of Cups, clarified by the Knight of Swords. And in the future position, we have the Hanged Man, clarified by Death. Starting with the past position, the Knight of Swords is someone who is definitely very intelligent, who is a good communicator, who is also known to be an unstoppable force. He's kind of this Knight of Swords has kind of dual attributes to him. On one hand, he's very determined, he's very ambitious, he's very intelligent and good at communication, but on the other hand, he is temperamental and aggressive and pushy, you know. He understands that there could be only one winner in this game of life, and so he definitely appreciates the aggression in order to get what he wants. He moves fast, thinks on his feet. He can be someone who's a little bit dramatic, definitely for sure. And in the past position, the Knight of Swords generally indicate a need for change. The Six of Cups clarifies the Knight of Swords, which is interesting. The Six of Cups is a very positive, generally regarded as a positive card. It's about innocence and joy and kind of good memories about childhood, good childhood. Definitely this card, the Six of Cups, is about healing and sometimes even reconciliation and finding perhaps closure that is very much needed. But the Six of Cups is also about strength and confidence. And feeling compassion and showing compassion to people that are around. So it's an interesting combination because it suggests to me that in the past you were better aligned in your, you know how in life, in order to be fully successful, you have to have your mind, your heart, and your soul kind of aligned. And so to me, the combination here suggests that you were in a much better alignment in the past, where your head understood that, you know, you have to take care of certain things, perhaps like work-wise or financially wise, but there was also a lot of heart as well. And you know, this combination kind of worked out for you quite well, created a stable foundation on which you continue to stand today and, you know, kind of receive security from today as well. In the obstacle position, we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune, as we know, is a karmic card. It just turns. You know, the good times are followed by the bad times are followed by the good times, and so on and so forth. And so, in the obstacle position, the Wheel of Fortune suggests that this may be a time for you to let go and release and let things play out without having to control every little thing, without having to give your own input into every little thing. It could suggest that you may be in a period of waiting for better times to call you know, on your door once again. It's definitely a very powerful major arcana card, and here you know, it spells tarot, T-A-R-O. And definitely it is a cycle. It is a wheel that creates movement, and there is kind of a lot of movement that we see has been happening up until the point of October. to me, the Wheel of Fortune in your reading suggests you may be feeling resistance to change. You may not want things to, continue to change, as you are uncertain about things that are coming up ahead, and you don't want, to feel discomfort that you may be anticipating. It could be that you're thinking too much, because sometimes we think that something that is coming, that is new, that is coming our way, is very much negative, but in fact, it's actually kind of positive. So make sure that you're mindful of that as well. The King of Wands is an authority figure, generally very positive, but in the obstacle position, not a positive influence. It could be someone in your vicinity that is affecting you quite negatively. This person is someone who believes they're always right, someone who is a bit of a dictator, someone who may have a double life where they're showing a good image to people on the outside, but behind closed doors can be very aggressive, very temperamental, very arrogant, maybe, kind of like a bully, maybe, because this person is realizing that the universe is not giving him what he wants. And so instead of being the magnetic, passionate leader of a group, leader in his own life, he feels that he's not a leader in his own life, that, he's losing the passion, he's losing that magneticism that he's used to having. And so he may be taking that out on people that are around him. So definitely steer clear of this energy, and definitely remember that this low vibration energy is definitely not going to lead to anything positive. The King of Cups, on the other way, in the present position, it symbolizes someone who is able to continue to be nurturing and warm, even though there's complete chaos that is happening around this person. The King of Cups is all about balance and harmony and adapting to things as they are happening around him. He's definitely aware that there may be drama, happening around, but he continues to maintain the control over things that he needs to do on a daily basis, over his responsibilities, over what is expected of this person. He's a tough person, and he understands that there's going to be a decision that is going to have to be made, and he's has the experience and is ready to make the tough decision that is coming up. And of course, paired with the Nine of Swords, it is a definitely challenging combination, because the Nine of Swords is about feeling guilty and not sleeping well, maybe overthinking too much. There's definitely a bit of a problem that is coming up on the horizon that is going to cause you quite a lot of grief, quite a lot of sleepless nights, as there may be a severe change of direction that is coming. And sometimes in life, we have challenges that come up that we must overcome, which builds our character, which builds our stamina as well, and experience. This combination here, the King of Cups with the Nine of Swords, suggests to me that you are kind of postponing a little bit, making an important decision. You are lacking in motivation, as you are feeling a bit uncertain about especially the months of November and the months of December. It looks like they will be quite challenging for you. And of course, in the outcome position, we have the Hanged Man paired with Death. The Hanged Man comes before Death, and so two major arcana cards that are in a sequence, sorry. But the Hanged Man is a period of waiting, and the Death, of course, is the period of ending and transformation. So, looking in the overall reading, it does look like you are waiting for the ball to drop a little bit. Like you are aware that there is a situation that is slowly coming to an end, that unfortunately all the opportunities for compromise have been exhausted. Diplomacy has been exhausted. Things of working through different decisions have been exhausted. And that, the death card is a card that cannot be stopped. It's a card that suggests you will go through transformation, whether you want it or not. It is coming for you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But it also brings with itself a gift of liberation, a gift of release. And it's interesting that to me, this combination suggests that the period of waiting is going to come to an end, that there will be a resolution to a problem that has been going on for far too long. The Hanged Man is not my favorite card. In fact, I prefer Death over the Hanged Man. The reason I don't like the Hanged Man is because he's suspended upside down, and he's not there voluntarily. He is someone who understands that he has to give something up. And it's that, anticipation is worse than the result in many different cases. So the Hanged Man could be a card of betrayal. It could be a card of being taught a lesson that is quite unpleasant. The Hanged Man, has this kind of halo behind him because he comes to realize what was done wrong for such a long time. He symbolizes surrendering. He symbolizes, letting go of the past, seeing the truth. He symbolizes that sacrifice must be made. We oftentimes in life get attached, to things that we find precious and important and necessary. And the combination with the Hanged Man and the Death here suggests that there's an opportunity to reassess your worldview. Maybe you used to think that there's no way you can give up something precious or necessary, but you are reconsidering because you're realizing that something has to go in order to life to move forward, in order the wheel to start turning in your favor and bring you good karma about. You're realizing that the change has to occur. Some people say that the Hanged Man is kind of self-imposed change. I don't agree. If you look at the history of the Hanged Man card, it stems from medieval times. In Italy, they used to hang up traitors by their foot, and that was not self-chosen. To me, you've got two major arcana cards in the outcome, and it is a very big, fat red flag warning from the divine that, things are not going in the right direction, and in order for them to kind of pick up and start to move towards healing and rejuvenation and pursuit of your own goals, something must be let go of. But also, we must remember that this is not set in stone, Death and the Hanged Man. You absolutely have full control over your destiny, and you have full control over your life and the choices that you make in your life. So you only you know what is the right thing to do for you. So being aware that there is a situation that has been going on far too long, you now have a choice as to how you handle it. And remember that the Death is not in the main position. The Hanged Man is. So, there is a way to perhaps, if the King of Cups chooses to move forward with a difficult decision that that may cause anxiety and grief, then perhaps the Hanged Man can be avoided. But this is the time when you want to take control over the unpleasantness that may be happening in one area of your life. Perhaps something is happening at home. Perhaps a separation that could provide a little bit of fresh air and a little bit of new outlook is much needed, but is difficult. Definitely it looks like you may need to sit down with someone to talk over things. It could be at work. Maybe you have overstayed your welcome someplace. Maybe your grades in school are slipping. Maybe you need to take time off away from school where you can, work a little and get some experience under your belt to appreciate the value of education. All these different things, definitely many of us have to make hard choices. Almost all of us have to make hard choices. I guess there may be some exceptions, but very, very, very few. Definitely also remember that this reading, Gemini, is the reading for the month of October. And many people, especially astrologists, suggest that in October, towards the end, the veil between the spirit world and our physical world is the thinnest. So this is the time to manifest. This is the time to bring about small rituals. This is the time to repeat affirmations. This is the time to burn a little bit of sage throughout your home. This is the time to meditate. This is the time to try and do all things that you can think of to try and bring positive energy towards you, bring clear thinking towards you. With the Nine of Swords, you may not be thinking clearly. You may have someone around you who is kind of speaking negatively, who's criticizing you too much, who is not being compassionate or understanding. So definitely make sure you minimize that exposure to low vibration energy, because the more positivity you can continue to have, the minimum the more you can minimize the negative, impact of the negative energy around you. Let's see if we can clarify some of this with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled, and they are contract, woman holding a coin, and financial constraints. So I also noticed that you don't have any pentacles in this reading. So you definitely may be experiencing a little bit of a money issue, which suggests that you need to restructure the finances that you have and budget, really well, and make sure that you have enough money to last through the difficult period. And it could be a little bit morally debilitating when you have to experience a period of financial constraints. So this is the time to develop hobbies that can be not as hobbies that you can do that can distract you, and you can maybe have a healing component as well as you do those hobbies. A woman holding coins suggests to me that there is someone in your vicinity or coming soon that will be giving you financial advice, or maybe even giving you a bit of a loan. This is definitely someone who's going to be helping you, giving you perhaps an advice. And definitely the contract card suggests that if you are going to be filling out any kind of papers that are related to the financial aspect of things, make sure you check the fine print. Make sure that you check the details. Make sure that you read everything quite carefully, and that you're on the up and up when it comes to different information. Let's see what answers from angels we have. I also pulled 3 answers from angel cards. We've got ask your angels, we've got within the next few months, and the card is yes. Very positive. I mean, it seems to me that the difficult period in the month of October is going to be not so much of, you may experience a little bit of hardship, but it's not because you deserve it. It's just because cycle moves in different ways. Life cycles move in different ways. And, not anyone, like a single person cannot have good times all the time. So eventually there comes difficult times, and, the angels here are saying you have people around you that will provide you with potential advice that will be very much needed. Ask your angels. Remember that October is a special month where you can reach out to your ancestors, to your angels, and ask them to carry you through the difficult period. You can, say affirmations, maybe perhaps little prayers, or, even just monitor the thoughts. If the more positive thoughts you have, the more, positive things that are going to come to you. Definitely the yes card is a very much needed relief. And, with this difficult combination that you've got, the Hanged Man and Death, there will be a reward. Now, it may not be the reward that you may necessarily see as a reward, but there will be some kind of a relief. There will be some kind of a hand, a helping hand, a supportive hand. There's going to be someone who is going to, help you kind of walk through this period with your head high, and not, feel like you've been absolutely devastated by something. And then within the next few months, the sun is going to come out from under that cloud and shine again, and you're going to feel rejuvenated and recuperated. Definitely the worst is behind you. Definitely there may be a sacrifice you will have to make, but it will unburden you. It will make you feel lighter, brighter, and definitely, much more happier. Let's see what answer from angels and ancestors we have. I also pulled in ancestors and angel cards. Sage, be devoted and committed. Let me see if I can pull the meaning for this card. Definitely follow through on things and commitments that you have already made. It's important that you don't let things fall through the cracks. The Sage card says, be willing to go to the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you can possibly be. Devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. Your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your understanding that you're not only a body but also a soul is also you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important you take some time and integrate it all so that you can be supported and guided by it. Remember that the body is a vehicle. The main importance is within the soul, that also needs to be kind of aligned. It's very much important to align your soul, your heart, your mind, and your body in order to have the best possible time that you can have. When you work a job that you don't necessarily enjoy, that's not alignment, and that is why you may have a bit of a death moment or a bit of a hanged man moment. When you are with someone that you don't feel the same, perhaps for as you did before, that is not alignment. So definitely there are ways to align things. Perhaps you could maybe adjust your job in such a way that you enjoy it more. Perhaps you can adjust your relationship in a way that you enjoy it more. But definitely the alignment between the soul and the body is very, very important, which is why people meditate, which is why people burn sage, which is why people take walks in the nature, because that helps. Sometimes we don't see how that helps, but it does. Make a note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you're going to share these teachings one day too. So definitely the Hanged Man and the Death is a teachable moment, and you are gaining wisdom that is going to carry you so much further. And when you see other people struggle, and when you see other people go through the Hanged Man and Death moments, you will kind of feel much better because you've already been through it, and you can perhaps share some knowledge. if people are willing to hear it, of course. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Gemini. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please come back to visit me when I do mid-month readings, which will happen next week. If you, again, if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting, and I'll see you next time.